Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Star vs. Force of Evil, and Rick and Morty, among others. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
Today, Delaney and I will be discussing the last 4 episodes, the Mayish episodes of the new Powerpuff Girls reboot. We'll be discussing these 4 episodes: Super Sweet 6, A Star's Blossom, Mini Golf Madness, and Summer Bummer. I know that we're recording this pretty close to the release of the next one, but we're not having, so we're not discussing the Telltale schedule. Schedule Bot, oh my god. Now I'm excited for a month from now when we'll cover
Schedule Bot.
An episode with Schedule Bot in its title. I'm hyped for that, but no, we're not talking about that one. We've been seeing
Schedule Bot. I can't believe they're bringing Schedule Bot back.
Blossom and Buttercup break Schedule Bot is the description. Yes.
Oh god.
Let's do it.
It's gonna be a time.
I'm in. Okay, but yeah, we're discussing those 4 episodes. We've semi-sporadically discussed the new Powerpuff Girls here on the Overly Animated Podcast. You can check us out at overlyanimated.com or subscribe to us on iTunes at overlyanimated.com/iTunes. We're kind of in this, like, somewhere between every 2 and 5 episodes, we will do another podcast, basically.
Whenever we feel like it.
Right, And, even though there's 4 episodes here, it's like the lightest show. It's not heavy discussion, so it's fine to group these up. But, we're still into it.
Like snacks. It's like podcast snacks.
Yeah, exactly. Like mini episodes here. So new Powerpuff Girls news since last time we covered this. The show is now airing. I assume you don't even know this, Delaney. The show is now airing Sundays at 5:30 p.m.
I had no idea. That's actually a really convenient time.
Yeah, it's like more convenient for non-children, but it's a pretty bad spot to put a kids show at.
Yes.
So apparently Cartoon Network scheduled this. We're going to change the time slot. They originally were going to put it at 8:30 a.m. on Sundays, and then they moved it to 5:30 last minute. Either way, my limited understanding of the intricacies of Cartoon Network scheduling is that this is not a good sign for the show, basically.
Well, it's better. I mean, I think it's better than 8:30. Like, a lot of people would be at church.
Yeah, it's better than 8:30 a.m. Yeah, they would have been really like just killing it off there, but still the future is probably not bright for the show. I mean, I don't know. It's also not getting the best ratings, I think. So we'll see what happens, but it's very possible it's the last season of the show, which is unfortunate because we are big fans of this.
And it's cute and it's fun.
Yeah, it's very. Yeah, we're fans. Listen to our previous podcasts. We haven't been crazy about season 2 so far, but let's see what we've thought of these last 4, I guess. So, I think that's the context. Is I feel like there really hasn't been any sort of like super standouts in season 2 yet. But Delaney, what did you think of these 4, and has that changed now?
I don't think these are like super high quality. The concept of like Super Sweet 6 was like funny. And like the title, and also More Bucks is always a treat. And then Mojo Jojo, which is like my fave, so the fact that he's in it. I really liked the Bro Sharks. I know that's really stupid, but like I thought they were great. And just this, and like Beach Mare, it's so stupid. But I really just liked the volleyball game, and like we're a fan of beach episodes here on the podcast. Like the Bro Sharks, that was just great. Like that was so stupid. And then they had like an octopus, and they were like, or was it a squid? I don't know. And they were like playing volleyball. That's great. My favorite though was the golf episode because it's naturally Buttercup focused, and that's my fave. And that was just really funny to watch. It's like this ragtime like what? It's just ridiculous. I think these are all fun episodes. I think they were like good. I don't think they were awful, but I don't think that none of them are necessarily like amazing. I do think potentially the play episode could have been like more amazing. Like I think it had the potential to be like incredible, but I'd say it was like good.
Yeah. Overall, what do you think? Do you think that like we've returned to the season 1 quality with these 4, like the late season 1 where we like this show's really good? Do you think we're back there with these 4 episodes?
I think almost, not quite. I don't know. These episodes, like, we focus on the girls and we focus on their interactions with each other. There just wasn't a lot of depth to these interactions, really. Like, they're arguing and stuff. Like, and this is probably the first, like, the beach episode is probably one of the first episodes we really had them, like, fighting. Though we did have obviously the play thing in Blossom. I think it was nice to have more episodes focused on kind of like Blossom's flaws, because usually we're kind of like hounding on Buttercup or Bubbles. So I guess for Blossom development, it was pretty good. There just haven't been a lot of consequences for Blossom, like, well, the play obviously, but then the whole like sharing the beach and then like nothing really comes of it because like Blossom was like trying to read. Also, I'm kind of mad we didn't finish the book. I wanted to know what was going to happen in the book, but I think they were like almost there. Like they were good. They were just weren't. I don't think they were like amazing or anything.
Yeah, I agree. We're like, this is better than the first 6 episodes of season 2, but we're not quite to the heights of the late season 1.
Like it's better than like Donnie Corn,
which is kind of, definitely. Which is kind of like a stupid designation between season 1 and 2, because I assume they just were like right into production on the next one. But the show still has been better than it is right now. That being said, I think in particular Summer Bummer was really stand out to me with the Bro Sharks. Yeah, I think that this
is great.
It was so yeah. I take like notes on this, and I was like, they didn't say that what the name of the sharks were at first. I was like, okay, what could the like? Okay, I just wrote down like Bro Sharks, then I'll change it when they say the name. But no, it was actually Bro Sharks. That was
like they're actually Bro Sharks. And that's it.
Yeah, I think Summer Bummer was really funny and like just a really good episode. I think that's like a pretty high quality Powerpuff Girls episode. And I also really like the Stars Blossom, the play one. I agree it could have been better, but still very much enjoyed what we got.
Also had your fave Jared in it.
Yeah, a big Jared X Blossom episode was all Jared X Bubbles love triangle. Oh my god, wow, we need to get into that. We're gonna discuss.
I don't think it can technically be a love triangle.
It's we need to throw in more ships here. I think that was the way to go. I think that the show needed was more shipping, so I think that was a smart move with bringing Bubbles into this. But yeah, no, I think A Star's Blossom was also a pretty high quality episode. I'm like unsurprised you like Mini Golf Madness, but that was so weird. I don't understand.
It was really weird. Also, like the Betty Boop, like it went really weird fast.
Just the concept of just the Betty Boop themed golf course, and then like fake Betty Boop, Owly Boop, giant animatronic attacking the city is probably the strangest thing on TV this year. Also,
it was really terrifying. Honestly,
yeah, it was pretty terrifying, but I didn't like find that. It was like definitely weird, and you enjoyed it because it's weird. I didn't think it was particularly great. But it was like I don't understand what went through their minds when they're making that episode. They
were just like, what if Betty Boop? They were like Betty Boop plus owls, and they were like mini golf done. Bam, episode made.
That was a particularly odd one. And then I was disappointed with Super Sweet 6. I've been disappointed with all More Bucks episodes, I think, since Poor Bucks. When we've had like great More Bucks development. And
also, we had this, and it was just like literally at Blossom, and there was like no justification.
Yeah, it's there's the episode. I think Super Sweet 6. It was fine. It was pretty paint by the numbers. It was there was no signature weirdness from the show or like silliness. I think it was just like it was like silly, but there's nothing that stood out to me from that one. So yeah, I don't know. So I would say my favorite Summer Bummer. That's the one that I really enjoyed watching. And sounds like you were pretty into the Mini Golf Madness.
Yeah, it's probably Mini Golf Madness, and like I really liked Summer Bummer. Like It was like the Bro Sharks. Like you can't top that. Like
yeah, let's go. Let's take Summer Bummer first then in specifics. So yeah, Bro Sharks stand out to you. You mentioned the giant octopus at the end. I think his name was Stanley. I think that's
yes, it was Stanley. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't know if it was an intentional parallel to Bubbles bringing Octi in this episode. We had Octi back, the stuffed animal.
I do love Octi.
Yeah, I feel
it's
like
important that Octi's there.
Yeah, I think that was like the first episode of the show. It's been a while since we saw Octi.
Yes,
but
all of her stuffed animals.
Yeah, it's all of I only brought the essentials one, which was all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, that was me.
Which I relate to as someone who takes her stuffed animals to college, so it's fine.
Yeah, that was great.
For me, like my Octi is Appa.
Is Appa? That's good. Yeah. What if Bubbles just had an Appa?
That'd be so good. Like, could they even do that? It's Cartoon Network.
That'd be a copyright violation. Yeah, but
I can't even find. Where is Appa? Did Appa fall off my bed?
I mean, they also took Betty Boop and just turned her into an owl to avoid.
That's true.
So they could just do something like that.
They could be like, it's Appa.
Yeah, it's Appa.
It's like clearly a flying bison.
Yeah, make the Last Airbender parody references,
and like the arrows like backwards or something ridiculous, or it's like not an arrow, it's like something stupid.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed the bro sharks. They're pretty stupid. Beach Mayor is a great concept. Like,
It is a great concept.
yeah,
It's out of my jurisdiction. What?
really not even trying to make sense anymore, this show, by putting
No.
Beach Mayor in there.
It's like blonde tanned mayor.
Yeah. The righteous volleyball game. A ton of great stuff in that one. We had, I think Buttercup said Kobe and hit the ball, which was, I lost it at that. That was,
I didn't catch that. Oh man.
Buttercup was like Kobe, I think. And like, oh my God, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing here?
You know, it had to be Buttercup though. Like,
yeah, I think that's what it was. But yeah, it was Buttercup. They like kind of just parodied the whole concept of like zone, or they like based everything, not even a parody, just like the whole the plot of this volleyball game on the concept of a zone defense, and like they like tied it thematically to this concept of the girls having
so
to
great.
share. So like I was pretty impressed with that, with just taking the sports zone defense.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. I think volleyball is inherently zone, so I don't.
Yes.
We had some questionable volleyball. I think in Steve's comments he said that they didn't count to the right number in volleyball either. So, but it's
You have to. It's like 21 or 22.
yeah. I think I don't. It might say, apparently I don't know. Yeah, it's
Like it's not 20.
it's Steve says it's 15. I don't know what the regulation is here, but
No,
it's-
there's different ones. Like you can
yeah.
go to 15. There's like I've watched the Olympics. Like there's different ones.
yeah. Let's get the Olympic shark team. We need to justify
Please.
that, yeah.
Olympic bro sharks.
What else do I have written down here? We no.
Oh, can we talk about how great the professor was? Like,
Yes.
I know it's really stupid, but like,
His
like,
CHEF shirt. Yeah.
that's so good.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. The chemist and like the chemist nerd is very happy, and then like he forgot the grill, which is like the most professor thing, and he just had to keep driving back. That's pretty good.
Yeah, this was a good professor month of episodes.
Oh, there was some foreshadowing. There was like an octopus in the cooler.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. There's like 3 octopus references. Yeah, we had we like originally divided the thing. I've written down but the bathroom's on your side. So is justice, said Blossom.
Yeah, that
I
was pretty good.
I love that line. And just
Also, her ridiculously large beach towel.
yeah, that was good. Blossom's mystery book in the beginning too. With that
Yeah, it was like Nancy Drew but French.
yeah, and they had just the whole different animation style for it. They really went all out on this one. I think the animation was pretty intricate. They had like
It kind of looked like Calvin and Hobbes or something.
yeah, they had that. They had a whole sequence of when they were dividing the things, getting in each other's faces, everything with the sharks and the giant octopus, and like the giant octopus like is like doing different board things while playing volleyball
Like
against
knitting.
them. Yeah, it was really good. And then
Oh, I like the car ride too.
yeah, what happened?
that was really
What
good.
happened in the car ride?
Well, it was just funny because it's I always like when like they're like superheroes, but they're like kids. Also, all of these four episodes demonstrate them wearing different outfits, which I appreciate a lot always. Like they were in their like signature colors, but in like different outfits. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then I love that. Like I live for that nonsense. It's like totally spies nonsense. Like it's really good. Like they were just arguing, and it was just like this typical like sister sibling thing that I just really enjoyed. And then like the professor being like, "Quit it!" And like I was kind of hoping it was going to be like a car trip. So like, I was a little disappointed that it wasn't a car trip, but it was pretty good.
Yeah,
And then the honking, like I'm Buttercup, like I want the truck to honk.
And then Blossom was very unimpressed by that. Yeah, it's
Pretty good.
they definitely did seem like kids in a few of these episodes. You always appreciate that. That's something the show is really good at, is keeping track of them just acting like kids and like seeming like normal children.
Oh, we got an age reference because
Oh yeah. Which episode?
Warbucks turned 6.
Oh yeah, Morbucks turned 6. Yeah, it's what, all the girls are 5? Yeah, sure. Okay, sure. I'm
Sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, we can.
Maybe they're 6. We don't know.
They're 5 or 6. Yeah, that makes total sense with like the vocabulary they use and like
Bam, canon.
and the activities that they do. No, no. But whatever. And at the end of Summer Bummer, they use their not often used light projection powers to form a giant crab to win
With
the
like
game.
a shovel.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Really, that just like tied everything together for me. It's like now we're gonna use the signature and new Powerpuff Girl power to like wrap up this episode. Like that cemented it to me as like a classic of this series. But yeah, like that's a lot of stuff, and really that's not even getting to anything specific the Bro Shark said, I guess, which I have nothing written down on that, but just they're generally great.
Just everything, like it was just so stupid. Oh, like get back on your like corner of the towel, like all of it was.
Oh yeah, keeping them on the towel. Yeah, that's good. Oh, and they like slice the pizza up into slices. Yeah, there's some good visual gags. Yeah, so overall, just really like Summer Bummer. Yeah,
like they had one. It had sharks, which like automatic. It doesn't matter what show it is or what episode it is. If there's sharks, like that automatically makes it better.
Yeah,
one is sharks.
Steve says the bro sharks. I wonder if they know the snobby yetis. I think that's a good.
Okay.
That's a good point. That is
a good question
because it's the only other like weird animal species like that doesn't really make any sense on the show.
There was they had king shark on the Flash recently, and like they look basically the same. The bro sharks and king shark.
Okay, I don't understand that reference, but okay, interesting.
Well, just I meant one like the Flash is a live action show, so just there's a CGI shark.
That's what I don't understand about that. That's the part that confused me.
Yeah, look up King Shark, the Flash, and it's great.
Also, did not know you watched that show, so that's.
I don't.
You're just aware that happened.
Well, my brother watched it, my parents watch it, and I've seen a lot of the episodes. I'm just not like I just haven't seen all of them.
It's a casual viewer of the Flash.
Yes, okay, because I'm not home.
Yeah, let's talk mini golf madness. We've just talked. The main thing with this episode is the absurdity of the Betty Boop themed golf course with the giant animatronic owl Betty Boop, who goes around looking for the pencil at like. It's the most absurd thing I think the show has done.
It's so good. Oh, also, they took two like great like show concepts, like the mini golf episode, which is a thing. Like Kim Possible had a mini golf episode. Like it's ridiculous. Plus the like terrifying animatronic episode, which Kim Possible also had, but it was a separate episode. So then they slammed both of these two ridiculous concepts into one episode, and it was great.
We did Gravity Falls mini golf episode as well. That one I don't really remember what happened.
It's a thing. You have mini golf.
I feel like that was a Dipsifica episode, so I was in on that one.
Like Kim Possible literally had like a golf villain. Like it's just I don't know what it is, but
yeah, we had a beach episode, we had a mini golf episode, we have a play, and then a birthday party. So there you go.
It's so good.
They're just all themed. Yeah. Oh, and the other main thing, other than just the absurdity of the giant animatronic owl, Betty Boop, is a lot of Miss Bellum references in this episode.
Yeah, so many. And, like, I don't know if I'm, like, okay with them or not yet. Like, they were funny.
It looks just like Miss Bellum, except her face.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's funny, and then it's also, like, why the character is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Bellum's not on the show, so I think that these are not problematic references. Like, I think they're kind of, I think they're kind of like, make a self-mocking of the source material type of thing.
Yeah, no, yeah. And it's also funny because, like, it's, like, one, Betty Boop, so, like, obviously applicable.
Yeah.
And then we also, again, making fun of this ridiculous Betty Boop owl thing.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, it's just constantly referencing a character not on the show, and also with this giant weird element. We had the trumpet, the animatronic bunny thing that comes into play later. I enjoyed that, but yeah, it's quite a weird episode. I've written down Buttercup struggles with the golf backwards scoring. And then Blossom's like, you're a terrible person. So in golf, that means I'm a great person, says Buttercup.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, I think the best scene, potentially this is a contender for best scene in like the whole series, when they're in bed.
Well, remind me what happens. Recap the scene.
So like when you're hearing the Betty Boop animatronic thing walking around, and Blossom's
okay.
Bubble. All of that was great.
Bubble,
so
stop
funny.
Like using your sun power.
You're sonic punching in your sleep. I'm sorry. And then oh my god, I think the best one was like Bubbles. We both know what that was. She was like, that was so good.
And then there's like that time it was me. Yeah, it's
that was incredible. I'm trying to remember the second thing she did was you're hooting in your sleep again.
Yeah. That was a really good scene. That's probably the best one of the episode. Yeah,
that was so funny. Yeah. It was so good.
Yeah, that was very good. I did enjoy it. So that's mini golf madness.
And then Buttercup, I'll get the window.
Yeah, yeah. Which by the way, I think is like a gag about the the animation too, because clearly I don't know, like those windows open, like it's I don't know.
Are they ever closed?
Yeah, right. Like what is
They fly out the window. I feel like that's what it was.
I think there was like some joke about it is interesting. Yeah, so definitely an interesting episode there. So let's talk about A Star Is Blossom. Probably a lot to get into here because we had kind of like a Blossom character episode, another one about Blossom not having to whatever, like just whatever moral Blossom's supposed to learn here with Bubbles getting the lead, and we have everything with Jared, and then our classic weird plot element with I don't remember her name.
The actual summoning of Erica the Red.
Erica the Red. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Which we made this weird historical reference, like Eric the Red, who was the father of Leif Erikson. I'm done. Like they actually did that.
Yeah, Delaney, you just saw Wonder Woman today. Do you see parallels between Wonder Woman and Erica the Red?
Oh my god, no! But
come on, there's definitely parallels. They're like the female warrior race, and they're like I don't know. They're like this whole marrying like the puny men or something. I guess it's more like Amazonian references or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like the women are talking.
Yeah, the women.
Which is literally what happens in Wonder Woman, but
spoilers. Yeah, that's
spoilers.
That was definitely a great line. That's just a weird plot element. I love the. I
like Galhalla. That might be also one of the best lines in the series.
They say Galhalla. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. That is excellent.
I really enjoyed the mythology building of finding the play by Miss Moss.
That was terrifying.
Taking it from the grave, yeah, and her threatening the grave.
That's why the gravedigger said it was cursed.
Yeah, and then her threatening to dig a second grave for the gravedigger. Yeah, it's great.
Oh man,
can we bring back Miss Moss now? That's another character to add to our list of.
Yes, please. I think it was funny. She introduced herself. They've had so many plays. Granted, it was important that they introduced her, but
yeah, is she a person we've seen before? Is she are we supposed to know this person?
No, I don't think we've seen her before. But they were making such a big deal that Blossom's in all the plays.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we recapped all the plays Blossom was in. It was good. Yeah. Yeah, it's the show's an interesting relationship with minor characters, as we'll talk about for the next episode. But I've written down Bubbles. Ooh, the Townsville Gazette wants to interview me in the school boiler room. That's
it's pretty good.
Yeah, and then
and then Buttercup, you need to stop locking people in the school's boiler room.
Yeah. Blossom said you were.
How many times have you done this, Blossom?
Yeah. I buy it. I buy Blossom doing that a lot.
That doesn't shock me. No.
Blossom said you were in the hospital with violently explosive diarrhea.
That was also, oh my god. That's so good.
Savage Blossom, jeez.
I'm honestly shocked they said it, in all honesty.
Yeah, is sad. Okay, we gotta talk about Jared. Big Jared Blossom episode. We had the Jared fantasy sequence in the beginning of this episode. We had a Powerpuff Girls in the quote unquote news this week with a sequence of posts on 4chan on the CO board about Jake Goldman, one of the show's co-creators. They said he was self-inserting into the Jared character, and apparently that made it onto the front page of Reddit, which is absurd. This is unsurprising that the CO board would talk about this. It's not what you should be mad at. It's the fact that Reddit made it this popular is incredibly stupid. And it was just really terrible to Jake Goldman. Actually, it was insinuating really terrible things. And the correct answer is that this is a very common thing in animation to just make to draw characters that look like staff members, and that the show's creators voice characters. This is very common. But that was kind of a surreal thing seeing the Jared Blossom in the news. I mean, he's not really in the news, but just in in the weird subcorner news. But I thought this was a big. It's not as big of a Jared Blossom episode as it could have been. No major resolution here.
No. I thought they were dating. I'm still confused.
Yeah. Well, okay. So at the end. what episode was this? At the like somewhere near the end of season 1. Blossom basically asks Jared out, and he's like, "I'm not ready for dating, but let's go get snow cones." But so they're not dating, I guess. Is the answer? They're hanging.
Sounds fake.
They're just hanging out.
Yes.
Sounds fake. No,
sounds fake.
It was sweet and adorable, and
of course
they're the best. And what do you think about Bubbles here? Bubbles interested in Jared?
100% no.
Yeah.
When he tried to kiss her, she was like, "Bah."
Yeah, she was not into it. Yeah. Jared.
Also, that was a moment where they're making fun of. Well, not that moment specifically. When he was going to kiss Bubbles' hand, and Blossom was like, freaked out and yelled, "Cut!" Like, he actually has hands.
Oh my god! Of course you know. Of course you noticed that. Yeah, that was a good.
Well, it's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Like, I love it when they make fun of the character designs, which is why when they wear different outfits, like that, like kills me. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, Jared into Bubbles? No, probably right. He's just into acting. Yeah.
He's just acting.
He's just
like
a professional. He's just a professional. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so no big resolution. Although Blossom very jealous, still obviously likes Jared.
My favorite was what they're like. So, another thing I noticed. So, Buttercup was playing a video game when she was like ragging on Blossom, and later in the when he comes over and you get to see like she's playing. It's an L. It's like an L box instead of an Xbox. I was done. Like
so I didn't notice that L box.
It was an L, and I was like,
"Are you
serious?"
That's like the Game Sphere from Drake and Josh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Game Sphere. Yeah. I think that was also really funny when Buttercup was like, "Oh, so you're jealous," and she was just like ragging on her the whole time. And then when he came over, and she was like, "This isn't good."
Yeah,
like,
Buttercup was very aware of everything that was happening that episode. Yeah.
Like she played the straight man really well in this episode.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
I think Buttercup's a really good straight man in the show. Yeah.
Like, she's so good. It's so funny.
Yeah. And not to sound too neutral on the whole thing that I talked about before with the Jared stuff, it actually really annoys me because I think I think Jared and Blossom is like actually like really morally positive in like two ways. One is like it's a really good representation of just like super completely innocent like kids like interacting like in somewhat of a romantic sense, and I think they've handled it wonderfully on the show. And like two, personally, I think Jared Shapiro is like great representation. For me, like as a Jewish person, seeing a character who's so obviously Jewish, like be a love interest, is super rare. And it's really, it's just really empowering kind of like to see that, such an obviously coded Jewish character.
And he's not mocked or like anything.
What do you mean that?
Well, just other characters in the show like don't mock him or like he's
mock. Okay,
mocked.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's taken completely seriously too, and it's
like everyone thinks he's cool.
Yeah, I think he's like great representation. So seeing all this stuff is like super annoying, and it's like typical. It's just typical internet males being terrible. Yeah, so I hope that Jake Goldman just ignores this. Like, I saw something that apparently hadn't tweeted since any of this came out. Like, just these are idiots. Like, they're gonna be idiots. Whatever. So yeah.
Like, it's Reddit. So
yeah, it's Reddit and 4chan. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So I thought, with the whole thing of them, do they actually go to Valhalla and like they have the wedding? This episode's kind of absurd. Yeah.
And he's just like, should I be worried? And also, he wasn't even mean to her. Like, he was just, I would also be concerned that the giant, Viking lady was going to crush me. But, he was so cute holding his little flower. And I wouldn't imagine my wedding going like this, but, he's so precious.
Yeah, he was like, okay, yeah, it was pretty interesting. That whole sequence, very, very, very bizarre. Yeah. It was like classic, new PPG escalating to an interesting extent. So I did enjoy this one. Yeah, we need to talk about Super Sweet 6, more Bucks episode, first one in a little bit, I think. The return of the Derby taunts, but only for a split second and in the background.
And anti-gravity. skate ramp.
Is that what that? Okay, yeah.
I don't even know what how that would even work.
We've been like clamoring for the Derbitons to return, and then they just like don't even talk. And it's a little frustrating,
right?
But my favorite thing from this,
Buttercup needs to find her Derbyton girlfriend.
Yeah, and Buttercup development, Buttercup love interest. Like, let's do all that with the Derbitons. Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. My favorite thing this episode, obviously, was the Adventures of Accounting board game that Blossom was super into. Fave.
They somehow made Monopoly worse. Like, I don't know how you managed to do that, but they did.
Weird, like, combination of Monopoly and, like, life, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Tax breaks for everyone. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was great. What do you think of more Bucks in this episode?
I mean, she's just kind of back to like the original series more Bucks. Like, she just wants to get rid of the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know. I don't think she was very successful in this episode. Like, the concept was good, I thought, and like funny, and it was kind of funny when she was like Blossom. Like, everyone knows, like, why are you like this? But I mean, she didn't really do a lot, honestly. Like, she threw the party, but everything was just kind of about, like, what was at the party.
Yeah.
And, like, she tied them to the candle or whatever, but that was, like, it.
Yeah. They, like, teased, like, a much more in-depth More Bucks in Poor Bucks, and also, like, this Blossom More Bucks potential thing, and we haven't really done anything with that. And I really would like them to. Yeah,
I know, especially with this episode, it's like, well, wait a minute.
This was you could interpret. So I have a comment from Steve about this. Steve says, you can interpret that this is another Blossom Morbucks episode because Morbucks saying she hates Blossom over and over again is her suppressing her feelings.
I mean, yeah.
Buy or sell? Buy.
I mean, can I put on layaway?
You're save it for future evidence for when the ship happens.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Noted.
I mean, I thought that too. I mean, you could do that. Like, I mean, it was kind of weird, like, just hating Blossom. Like, she hates all of the Powerpuff Girls, but all this focus on Blossom.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
It was notable. Yeah, definitely something going on there. Yeah. Well, we won't speculate, except we will speculate. So, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. That Morbucks becomes her own Powerpuff Girl. Like, she has an outfit, and
well, she's done this before.
Okay, this wasn't the first time, because I particularly noticed that her outfit looked like the new Chloe B costume in Miraculous Ladybug.
Of course,
that was an apt parallel between Chloe and Morbucks.
No, when she's done this before, like, this is like what Morbucks does.
Okay. And yeah, we had the whole thing with the party. We had a coffee obsessed professor. You like that?
I thought the professor was good. Yeah. It was really funny. Yeah. I like when he claws under the table and he makes that noise. Like, that was funny.
Yeah, I enjoyed the professor. Interesting use of Mojo at the end of this episode.
Yes, yeah. I don't really understand. Like it was funny. Like, Mojo came out of the cake, and I was completely shocked. Like, who was going to expect that? And I'm always excited to see Mojo Jojo, so it was fine, because I think he's honestly one of the best. Like his new incarnation in the show is the best. It was funny, and I was cool with it. I was just so shocked to see him.
Yeah. It's I feel like not optimal use of Mojo, but still interesting. I'm fine with throwing him in random places. That's I mean, nothing will ever beat him getting a present for his mom. That was the best. Yeah. We've had some good ones in the past. Will be interesting to see more what they do with that character.
Please.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, Super Sweet 6, I think fine. Fine episode.
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah. Here's the rest of Steve's comments. He says, finally Mojo is back. Nice surprise. And funny how he has gone from taking the world to just ruin parties are enough to satisfy his ambition. Yeah.
Mojo, he just needs to destroy things.
He's very different in this new series, yeah. Speaking of returns, the Derbitons are finally back. About time. How many Donnie episodes did we have to go through before we had the Derbitons make their second appearance? Yeah. feel that, yeah. And then Steve said about the mini golf episode, great tribute to old school cartoons. Obviously the villain is Betty Boop. I had noticed some other classic cartoon characters. I saw Top Cat. Anyone else notice him? Any other characters you noticed? I'm not super well versed.
I don't think I saw Top Cat.
Yeah, I mean, it might have happened. I don't know.
I'm also not sure if I know who Top Cat is.
Right. Yeah, we're too young for these. We can't comment.
Well, honestly, I mean, Betty Boop is just like a cultural thing,
right. So that,
too.
yeah,
Like,
I
she's
got
such a
that
big
one.
icon.
Yeah, and they made that obvious too. But yeah, if they threw in other ones, that's the type of thing. That
I mean,
we
she
would
was
notice.
literally like some whatever Boop, like,
right. Yeah, no, she was Owly Boop. Yeah,
like.
yeah. It's still pretty surreal that was a thing that happened. But yeah. So overall, I think fun episodes.
Yeah, I think they were good, and like there were also like really good moments in like all of them. Like even if the episode overall wasn't like stellar, like there were some like really quality moments.
Yeah. It's yeah, definitely. I could see looking back on Summer Bummer as a series classic, but also just generally good moments in all of the episodes. So, I'm just still enjoying myself. I still think the show is good. Yeah.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah.
Like these aren't bad. Like they were funny and they're cute, and that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, and we remain like the only people that like the show, but that's okay.
Yes,
that's okay.
That's fine.
No one. New PPG crew, no one needs to, people on the internet not liking the show is not a big deal. Like, these are the types of people that hate on the show are not the types of people you need to please.
Exactly. Like, who cares?
These are not, the people who spread the stupid, Jared stuff is not, ignore them. Some promising upcoming titles I'm seeing now, titles and descriptions. We already talked about the Schedule Bot one. After Schedule Bot is Muscle Cup. Feeling inadequate as a superhero, Buttercup bulks up.
Oh my god, I'm excited. That also sounds terrible.
Yeah, take your kids to Doomsday. The girls spend the day with Professor at his boring office, only to find that the office comes with a terrible secret. So,
that's exciting.
Since when does Professor have an office? Is that a
okay? Like he has a job, but like they haven't even talked about it.
We have not seen him.
He was getting a new job, right?
He's getting a new job at the corn place at one point. Yeah,
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
This is exciting. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Also, I like focusing on the Professor because like he literally wasn't a character in like the original series, so this is great.
Yeah, some interesting Professor stuff. So a lot to look forward to, especially Schedule Bot. Maybe my fave minor character of the. I don't know if you can call him his favorite gag, maybe. I mean,
show. It's a great gag. Like this is gonna be great. Like
so we'll see all this to come on New Powerpuff Girls when we're back in whenever. And
whenever.
Yeah, you can check us out at overlyanimated.com and subscribe to our. I'm sure tons of people are subscribing to our New Powerpuff Girls specific iTunes feed, which you can find at overlyanimated.com. You can tell your friends. You can consider supporting us at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Jade, aka Jewel. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, and Alex. Tons of cool stuff coming up on the Overly Animated podcast. We've got a star thing that's going to be published soon, a star speculation podcast. We're just going to start Rick and Morty weekly discussions. I'm sure Justin's going to have some stuff. So, but a bunch coming up. Make sure to subscribe to us, overlyanimated.com/iTunes. And thank you guys for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.